afternoon, everyone. My name is Carolina Chirinos, and I have failed a lot in life. Like, you would never believe it, like, failed really, really hard. I am a med school reject. I am a castaway from Venezuela, my home country, and I've been in the top of my career only to find myself going back to square one. Not only once, but twice. So actually, thanks to these experiences, I have learned to see failures as opportunities. And this is what I use today to help develop innovation in my organization. Growing up, as we were kids, we're always taught like, okay, mistakes are like bad, like you should not make it. You would be punished, you should avoid them at all costs. Otherwise, life is going to be super bad for you. And what about failure? Don't you ever dare to fail? This is like the worst thing that can ever happen to you, right? Just don't. So growing up, I vividly remember that there was this thing called Libro de Vida, or Book of Life, in my school. I'm not sure if you guys have this in Spain, but in Venezuela it's pretty common. And all of the kids were absolutely terrified of this Book of Life. So the Book of Life, it's actually just a regular book. Just as kids, we don't know that it's a regular book, but it's just a regular book that teachers keep in order to, keep track record of everything that you do in your life as a student. So basically, all of your grades, all of your progress reports, all of your behaviors, if you're doing well or not. The thing is that in this Book of Life, they also record your mistakes. And if you have 3 mistakes, all of the chances for you to succeed in life are completely killed. Basically, it is somehow as if, you were in a baseball game, and out of 3 outs, you were completely out of the game. Just, in life, so if you make 3 mistakes, you're basically out. No more innings, no more seasons to play. I grew up in Venezuela, and I will forever be proud of where I come from. All of the highs and lows of my countries have actually made me the person that I am today. After graduating from high school with 0 records in my Libro de Vida, of course, I was looking forward to my future. I was going to become a doctor. So, I did all of my classes, all of my training. I prepared to go to university because, I really was going to become a doctor. Until I wasn't. As a teenage person, you can imagine how dramatic my life became when I discovered that I had been rejected from medical school. What am I going to do with my life? Everything is over. What's next? What's coming? And actually, after torturing my poor family with a lot of drama during those years, I actually, was very privileged to have a very nice mom who sat down with me patiently, and then she said, I think you maybe have been focusing on this thing too much. And actually, you have failed to see that you were actually admitted in one of the most prestigious universities for engineering, Universidad Simón Bolívar. Why don't you give it a try, see how it goes. If you don't like it, you can just go back and apply for medical school. And if you like it, then, you just go for it. Just remember that in life, whenever a door closes, a window opens. And boy, was she right. My first day at Universidad Simón Bolívar was the most incredible thing that you can ever imagine. All of these worries and all of these concerns that I have on my head about failure and not doing what I want to do and completely fade away when I started to meet incredible people. And also going through a program that, to my surprise, did not only entail scientific stuff, like math, thermodynamics, chemistry, but also it was very well aligned to other types of subjects such as art, literature, and philosophy. Pretty strange for an engineering student, right? But I thought, okay, this is actually pretty cool. This is amazing. The people that I met during university was coming from all kinds of different backgrounds. I met people who woke up at 3 a.m. every day to be at 7:30 sharp, ready to take on new learnings. I learned people who had all of these crazy sport hobbies like paragliding, mountain climbing. They would do all these crazy things with harness and stuff. I met very big geeky people as well, Dungeons and Dragons players, role players, and stuff like that. Violinists that actually had made their way to university thanks to a program that is called El Sistema in Venezuela, that is helping underprivileged children to get equal opportunities in life. So inspired by all of these, sea of interesting people, I actually thought to myself, okay, why don't I try something new? In addition, of course, to chemical engineering, which I like. And this is when I decided to actually let out my hidden passion, which is cars. Now, things have changed and probably are very different today, but I can guarantee you that when I was 20 years old and a young woman, no one thought that I was a car mechanic, like completely out of the picture. So I need to recognize as well that during my first day going to car school mechanic, I was a little bit lost. I mean, at the moment there was like no GPS, no Google Maps or anything like that. So I needed to, ask my way around to to the car mechanic school. So there I was, my 20-year-old young woman, all, inspired by it. And I was, hey, sir, good morning. Excuse me, can you let me know where the path to like a car mechanic school is? Only to be answered with, what? I think you're looking for the beauty salon. So that's probably like next to it. I was like, okay, funny answer, but fine. It's good to know where the beauty salon is, but okay. I just continue walking. And I promise you that I received the exact same answer at least 3 times before I actually got to the school. When I got there, it was a full room of guys. When I entered, I don't think anyone even noticed me. They thought I was probably bringing water or something like that. I decided to, okay, I mean, I'm not going to get disappointed. I just sit here and wait for the teacher to come and, do my thing. And all of a sudden, it was so funny. I still remember it like very clearly. This guy in his 40s, tough guy, ripped jeans, Metallica t-shirt. He was like, and then all of a sudden he goes like, hey, love, are you lost? No, what do you mean? I'm like super excited to be here. I want to be a car mechanic. Are you sure? I mean, you know that this is like a hands-on training, right? So after the introduction, we're going to go to the garage to like actually do things in real cars, like change tires and then, lift like engines and do stuff and carry things. It will be dirty. Like all of your clothes, it will be a mess. Are you really sure that you want to be here? Sure, I already know where the beauty salon is. So it was a lot of fun. There was indeed a lot of hard work, a lot of dirty clothes, a lot of heavy lifting, and a lot of, changing tires and stuff like that. But it was great. And for me, this was one of the best hobbies that I could ever chosen for. Not because only the fun that I had with it. I actually participated in a couple of drag car races, which was very, very interesting and exciting. But more importantly, because of the realization that I got from that moment, that I could set my mind to do whatever I wanted to without caring for what others would say or think about me. So a couple of years after that, I actually graduated from both. So from chemical engineering school and also from the car mechanic. And I was super lucky to land the most amazing job that you can ever imagine. As a fresh university grad, I actually landed a job in a multinational company, a Brazilian one, that was looking to expand all of their operations in Venezuela. While my friends were actually struggling to get a job or were actually having side hustles to make ends meet, I was traveling to Brazil back and forth. I was visiting all of these amazing industrial plants. I was working hand in hand with industry experts, and I was being mentored by business directors. I said, wow, I really made it. This is amazing. So after a few years working there, I really had everything in my life planned out. Like my next steps in my career, where I was going to live, who was I going to marry, how many kids I would have, until I wasn't. The situation in my country, in Venezuela back then, was very, very, very difficult, and it still continues to be. So it had a huge impact in the projects that I was involved with. So basically, all of the things that I was working on were put on hold, and with it, all of my bright future. It felt like the second strike in my libro de vida. What to do now? I decided that I would make a change and maybe try something different. I would move abroad and try to see what opportunities I could find there. After all, when a door closes, a window opens, right? So I decided to follow my mom's mantra and try to go for it. My family was so mad at me. They were so crazy. Like, why are you doing this? As for everything that you've built, how are you going to go abroad? Like, you don't have a visa, you don't have a foreigner's passport, you don't have any money, no one is sponsoring you. How are you going to pull this off? And I really don't know. I will just give it a try. I mean, there's really nothing more that I can lose, so I will just go there and see what happens. And so late 2012, I actually arrived in Barcelona. Now, one thing is to travel when you go as a tourist. You have your plans, you have your things, you know what to do, you know what to visit. But in my case, I was completely lost. What am I going to do now? I don't have a network, I don't know anyone, I have very little money, so I cannot survive for a long time. I mean, I need to do something. So first thing, I enrolled in school, so I went and do a master's degree in project management while I figured out what to do next. And actually, after looking and looking, a window finally opened. It was an internship, a very junior internship in an American company, but also in the same industry as the company that I was working before. And then I thought to myself, okay, I already have some experience. I can do this internship and then see how it goes, and maybe I can escalate my way up there, you know, in a new company in the new country. Again, my family and friends were, what are you doing? I mean, you're lowering yourself. Are you really going to do an internship? I mean, you have been like traveling to Brazil back and forth. You have worked with this and this person. Are you really going to do this? And I was like, yeah, I mean, there's not really another option. I think the company is a very good one, and it's just a way in. Let's just try it, and let's see how it goes. It was hard. I mean, sitting in the students' room with people who were way younger than me, way less experienced than me, and me having to actually overcome my own ego in how to do this and how to make it work, it was really, really hard. But it paid off. Actually, after my internship, I got a permanent position, and then I continued, you know, to escalate my way up. So I started traveling across Europe, visiting customers. I gained more responsibilities. I was starting to mix again with industry experts. I was being invited to trainings, to networking dinners. Good. Finally, I feel like I really get a hold of it. But my golden ticket was when the managerial opportunity that I had set my mind upon opened. Funny enough, this managerial role was always kind of selected by the business director, and he would always give it to the person that he thought was more fitting to the role. In this case, for some reason, they decided to open it up for interviews. So as I was already used to not being handed over things, I really worked hard during this interview process, and I actually got the job. And with it, I became the first Latin American woman in a foreign company in Spain to lead a group of 15 professionals in what is considered to be the heart of the business. I hit a home run. Like, it was completely amazing. My time there was fantastic, not only because of the people that I was working with, but also because of the challenge that we were given to. We were supposed, and actually did it, and exceeded the expectations of transforming a pilot scale operation into an industrial scale one, with a pandemic in the middle. So with this, after finishing with this role, I actually got confirmation, okay, this is really what I want to do. This was my mom, I made it moment. Like, I was super proud of it. Until I wasn't. There was something strange inside of me that thought, okay, this has all been super nice, a lot of fun, a lot of learnings, but something's a little bit odd, like I don't really feel like I belong here anymore. So I decided to again make a change and try something different. In some cases, it kind of felt like a third strike in my life, because at the moment I had already not only established myself as a professional, but I also, you know, gotten married, got our dog, got a new house, got my family living with me. It was like I really had everything in my hands. So I really felt like a failure from that point of view. But then on the other hand, I was making a change, but it was a change in my own terms. It was a change that I was making because I looked for it. Long story short, I started an MBA program at ESADE, which I am finishing 3 months from now. And then I completely changed roles. I am now innovation project manager, still at a petrochemical company in a completely new country, Sweden, which is actually a place where I had never stepped a foot on before my first day of work in the new company. So my story is actually filled with a lot of mistakes, as you can see. And I think actually it has helped to build character, and it has helped me become the person that I am today. So thanks to this, I think I am a very resilient person. I embrace change, I accept challenges, and it doesn't really represent something scary for me. I see it really more like an opportunity. After 13 years working in the petrochemical industry, I wonder, is there anything that we can do so companies also feel that way, so they become more risk averse, so they can, take risk and actually try new things, try different things, engineer serendipity, try to make happy mistakes. The industry that I work for is plastics, and I actually believe that plastics are amazing. They have led human life as we know it today. But there is, of course, a lot of work to do in order to find alternatives to make it more sustainable and to make our future better and brighter with it. So what I started to do was actually apply all of these things that I learned from my personal experience at work. So can we do this? There is a lot of risk. Okay, let's do it. Why not? Why not give it a try? And actually, with this, you helped organizations to embrace it and actually fail fast, which is a very important thing to do in business. You should fail fast, you should fail cheaply, and also you should learn from all of these things. And this is what keeps innovation going. This is what keeps the world going. So my message to you is that this book of life is something that happens in Venezuelan schools, but also in our heads. And it's up to us what we write in our book of life. Failures are actually leading to success, so let's embrace them and make a change in the world. Thank you.